I'm not here to do your homework. Those words from Pam Bondi should terrify anyone who views in constitutional law. When Senator Padilla asked the future Attorney General to simply recite the 14th Amendment, something every first-year law student knows by heart, her response revealed a dangerous pattern of evasion that threatens the very foundation of American justice.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Before I begin, I just want to remind us all for the record that the 34 convictions, not indictments, convictions of former President, incoming President Trump were by a jury of his peers. Thank you, Ms. Bondi, for being here today, and I too would like to welcome your family and friends who are here.
Thank you.
Appreciated the opportunity to meet yesterday to learn about your priorities and discuss a number of issues that are important to me. But I got to tell you, as I reflected on our conversation yesterday and as I've observed the hearing today, I continue to have significant reservations on your ability to function as a truly independent Attorney General for your friend. Let's say you keep referring to him, your friend, President-elect Trump. So I hope you can address some of these concerns through your responses to my questions here. Now, the first issue area is something that we didn't get a chance to touch on yesterday. So I actually want to follow up on some of Senator Durbin's questions from earlier about the 2020 election. And to be specific, on the day after the 2020 presidential general election, you traveled to Philadelphia to appear alongside President Trump's then attorney, Rudy Giuliani. And together, you falsely asserted that President Trump had, quote, won Pennsylvania in that election. Now, I want to be clear, at that moment, there were still at least 1 million ballots left to be counted in Pennsylvania. Of course, President Biden went on to win the state by more than 80,000 votes. But in the following days, even after the results were clear, you continued to double down on the big lie, promoting falsehoods about election fraud and cheating without offering any actual evidence. And I remember it clearly because I served as California Secretary of State at the time, and I invited anybody associated with the Trump campaign who was making these claims to come forward with evidence of irregularities in the election or massive voter fraud. 4 years later, I still have seen none. So I ask you today, do you have any evidence of election fraud or irregularities in the 2020 election?
So, First Senator.
Yes or no? It's a yes or no question.
First Senator.
Do you have evidence, yes or no?
First Senator. I'm so sorry about the fires to you and Senator Schiff and what you're going through in your states. I have to say that.
I appreciate that.
All
My
of our,
clock is
I'll
ticking, and
answer
I
your
want to
question.
hear
All of
your
our
answer.
hearts go out to everyone in California for what you're facing right now. I'm glad you asked the question about Pennsylvania.
It's a yes or no question.
I was
Do
hoping
you have evidence,
someone
yes or
would.
no?
Senator, I was hoping you'd ask the question.
Do you have evidence, yes or no?
I traveled to Pennsylvania.
Do you have the evidence,
I
yes
traveled,
or no?
Senator, to Pennsylvania.
Okay. You're not answering my question. If you have no evidence to offer, let me ask you this. Will you now retract your previous statements that Trump won Pennsylvania in the 2020 election, yes or no?
Oh, Senator, I traveled to Pennsylvania, and let me tell you what I saw firsthand.
Yes or
no?
no?
I didn't talk about California because I was not in California. I talked about
Yes or no? Last time I'm going to ask.
I talked about Pennsylvania because
Mr.
I
Chair,
was there.
I'm going to move on because she's
got a
clearly not
court
answering my
order
questions. And
to
I want to know,
observe.
colleagues, for everybody, members of the committee and everybody watching, that the attorney who stood beside Mr. Giuliani was making very similar statements. And he has since been disbarred from multiple jurisdictions for making these false claims about the 2020 election in court. And like Mr. Giuliani, as you've noted today, you've taken an oath to uphold the Constitution just as an attorney. And now you're asking us to consider you to serve as the chief law enforcement officer in our country. So it's imperative, Ms. Bondi, that you subscribe to facts and evidence and not politically convenient conspiracy theories. Your job will be, your job will be to protect voters and election workers, not to undermine and dox them. Now, I know that earlier you agreed that Joe Biden is in fact president, but many of the president-elect's inner circle continue to spread the big lie about the 2020 election. Then we'll move on to a different topic, 'cause I know
Senator,
that's one
you were
that you're obviously
speaking.
not
May
comfortable with.
I speak? You
I
cut
want
me
to ask
off
you the
when I
next
was
question. You
speaking.
can speak, and I hope you answer, Ms. Bondi.
Well, I'd
now,
like
when
to
we met
answer the
yesterday,
previous one, Senator.
when we met yesterday,
You pointed your finger at me and
you
said
did not
you were
seem
speaking.
to be familiar
Let me answer
with
my question.
the
I'm not going to be
citizenship
bullied by you,
clause, the
Senator
14th
Padilla.
Amendment of the United States of America, which was deeply disappointing.
I guess you
And I'm
didn't want to
hoping you're
hear
more
my
familiar
answer
with it
about
today
Pennsylvania.
after I gave an opportunity to study overnight. So can you tell me and this committee what the citizenship clause of the 14th Amendment says?
Senator, I'm here to answer your questions. I'm not here to do your homework and study for you. If I am confirmed as
You're
Attorney
the one
General,
asking for a confirmation
hey,
vote,
you
ma'am.
cut me off. Can I please finish?
What does the 14th Amendment say?
Senator, the 14th Amendment, we all know, addresses birthright citizenship. I've been a state prosecutor. I've been a state AG. I look forward to, even given your remarks today, working with you and the people of California if I am confirmed as the 87th Attorney General of the United States of America. I didn't take your homework assignment. I'm sorry. I was preparing for today.
So on the 14th Amendment, now you've testified repeatedly to this committee that you will uphold the laws of this country and defend the Constitution of the United States. Do you believe birthright citizenship is the law of the land, and will you defend it regardless of a child born in the United States, regardless of their parents' immigration status?
Senator, I will study birthright citizenship. I would love to meet with you regarding
Ma'am, you're
birthright
asking us
citizenship.
to
Can I
continue
answer
to
the
serve as the
question?
Attorney General of the United States, and you still need to study the 14th Amendment of the Constitution? That is not helping me have more confidence in your ability to do this job. One other immigration-related question, I'll steer clear of the
I have
Constitution
one
and the law.
regarding that I'd like to
Senator
talk about.
Hirona asked you earlier, but I don't think you answered her question. Can you please tell us, do you agree with the statement that immigrants are, quote, poisoning the blood of our country, yes or no?
I did not say that.
I did not say that you said that. I'm asking if you agree with it, yes or no?
I did not say that.
Do you agree with it, yes or no?
Senator, my great-grandparents are immigrants.
Do you agree with it,
They
yes or no?
came here from Sicily
Do you agree
through
with it,
Ellis
yes or
Island
no?
when they were teenagers.
Do you agree with it, yes or no?
Senator, let me answer the question.
Yes or no? It's
My
real simple.
great-grandparents came here, immigrated to this country from Sicily, recently went and found each of their birth certificates. We are a nation made up of immigrants. Do I believe immigrants are poisoning our country? No, Senator.
Thank you very much. Mr. Chair, I can't wait for the second round.
Same, Senator. Thank you. No, sir. Thank you.
What Senator Padilla exposed wasn't just Pam Bondi's constitutional ignorance. It was a deliberate strategy to weaponize legal incompetence as a political shield. When she tells a sitting senator, "I'm not here to do your homework," she's revealing how Trump's nominees plan to avoid accountability through feigned ignorance. The 14th Amendment's Citizenship Clause isn't obscure trivia, it's foundational law any attorney general faces repeatedly. Bondi's refusal signals either disqualifying ignorance or calculated evasion to avoid constraining future actions. This matters because the Attorney General doesn't just prosecute cases. They provide legal guidance to federal agencies implementing policy. When ICE agents ask about birthright citizenship, enforcement, when federal prosecutors handle immigration crimes, when civil rights attorneys defend constitutional protections, they rely on DOJ leadership who understand the law's fundamental principles. An attorney general who needs to study the 14th Amendment is like a surgeon who needs to study basic anatomy. Padilla's questioning strategy was methodical. He established that Bondi promoted election fraud claims without evidence, then moved to constitutional basics to test whether she possesses minimal qualifications for the role. Her evasions on both topics follow a pattern: avoid specificity, deflect with personal anecdotes, and claim future study rather than demonstrate current knowledge. The homework comment reveals the deeper problem. Bondi treats constitutional law as an academic exercise rather than the governing framework she'd swear to defend. This isn't about political disagreement, It's about professional competence. The Attorney General position requires someone who can immediately recognize constitutional issues and provide sound legal judgment under pressure. Consider the implications. Federal agents need immediate constitutional guidance during raids. States challenging federal authority require instant jurisdictional clarity, and civil rights cases demand real-time decisions affecting families nationwide. When Bondi finally acknowledged that immigrants aren't poisoning our country, she demonstrated she can give clear answers when pressed. Her earlier evasions were therefore choices, not limitations. That calculation, deciding which constitutional principles deserve straight answers and which deserve deflection, is precisely what makes an attorney general dangerous to democratic institutions. The consequences extend beyond confirmation theater. An attorney general who treats constitutional knowledge as optional sends a signal throughout DOJ that legal standards are negotiable. Career prosecutors, civil rights attorneys, and federal judges all look to the attorney general for legal leadership. When that leadership is rooted in evasion rather than expertise, the entire justice system's credibility suffers. This erosion creates legal chaos. Department lawyers without principled guidance make either overly conservative decisions that under-enforce law or aggressive choices that invite judicial rebuke. Both outcomes damage public trust. Democracy requires officials who understand the laws they're sworn to enforce. Bondi's performance suggests she views constitutional law as a political obstacle rather than a professional obligation.